Before I start, I want to offer our condolences from the Warriors to Rickey Henderson's family. Shocking news today. Rickey, Bay Area legend, Oakland Tech, obviously 14 years with the A's, World Series champ, one of the all-time great baseball players. I think one of the all-time great athletes in the history of our country. Just stunning athleticism and fun baseball player to watch and beloved in the Bay. So yeah, we're all very sad today. We got people in our organization who were close with them and with Rickey, and yeah, it's very, very surprising news and very sad at such a young age. So on behalf of the Warriors, I want to extend our deepest condolences to the Henderson family.
What was it like watching Rickey play?
One of a kind. I mean, I told Raymond come on the way in here. It's like watching Bo Jackson or LeBron or just one of those guys who was not human. Just he didn't look like the rest of us, nor did he play like the rest of the league. But such a unique athlete, player, personality. He brought so much to the sport from a charisma standpoint, unique, quirky guy, and but so much fun to watch.
As for tonight, any word on Moses and Draymond?
And Moses is out. He scrimmaged yesterday and we thought he was going to play. He was feeling pretty good, but a little sore today, and it feels like the right thing to do to keep him out to make sure he doesn't have a recurrence. I expect Draymond to play. He told me at shootaround that he was doing okay, but again, we got to wait and see after he warms up. Excuse me.
It seems like the Wolves are having some of the similar issues you guys are having, just in terms of offense and identity. What have you seen on tape from them recently?
Well, they're a talented team. They're well coached. They run really good stuff. Every time we play the Wolves, I'm always impressed with Chris and the job he does, and their talent. Having coached Anthony Edwards the last couple of summers, I'm very familiar with his game. He's just one of the best players in the league. So we know how good they are. Conference finalist a year ago, but this team's a little different without Cat and with Randle, and they're making that adjustment. And like most teams, they've had their struggles in the early going. There's only a few teams in the whole league that have kind of really taken off and had a clean, first quarter of the season. Cleveland, OKC. I'm probably missing one or two others, but you look at Milwaukee. They just won the cup. They were 2-8 at one point, and we got off to the great start. We're struggling. Lakers kind of finding their way, and it feels like everybody's going through some growing pains, and yeah, I would say Minnesota is in a similar boat to us, like trying to maybe rediscover their identity.
And with you guys, do you feel like offensively you might have gotten away from some of the Stotts stuff that you were running a little bit earlier in the year?
We did get away from that, but we got away from that pretty early, actually, 5 games in or so. So we will still run some of that, ATOs and that kind of thing. But I think the biggest thing for us is it's not so much getting away from that. It's getting away from pace and first 3 steps, sprinting in transition, generating early offense. Our pace is down considerably. We keep track of a lot of stats that lead to pace, throw ahead passes. First 3 steps of all 5 guys on the floor. And I think one thing that's happened the last couple of weeks, as we've struggled, we've lost some confidence, and with that has been a loss of pace. And so we're trying to rediscover that pace and flow that we had early in the season, and that comes down to details and execution.
When it comes from your experience, how long does it take to regain or find your identity again?
One game. Yeah. If you've already had it, if you're trying to gain an identity, that takes a while. We've had an identity for a long time. We've always played fast. Obviously, a lot of success, but new team this year. We've felt like we built a really good identity in camp and followed through with a great start. So we know who we are. We know what we're capable of. So we got to find the confidence again, and that can happen overnight. We need to click and have a good game, feel good about ourselves, and get back on track. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you. Appreciate that.
How was UCLA basketball this year?
Good. You see the women's dominating. Men's is good too.
They win at Chase Center yesterday?
Yeah, about like 40. Yeah.
Was it close or?
About 40.
40?
Yeah, something like that.
They didn't play anyone.
We beat South Carolina this year too already. We cold.
There he is.
How did practice go today? What were some of the objectives?
Just getting back to our identity, which is ball movement, playing fast, being scrappy, playing with confidence. So we've been talking about that the last couple of days.
How do you feel like that has been lost?
When you lose a couple games in a row, it's tough to play with that confidence that you need to win games in the NBA. And also just some slippage. We weren't getting stops the last couple games, so it's hard to play with pace like that. So we're just getting back to our identity. No matter what happens, we're gonna play fast. We're gonna play scrappy, get all the 50-50 balls, and do what we are capable of.
How much emphasis has there been on spacing offensively just recently?
A lot. I mean, we always talk about spacing. That's something that we talk about all year. But I think it's more of our pace. And being more organized. We've been having decent spacing, but we just didn't know what we were running. So we just gotta be more organized, be more specific, know what we're running, have better play calls for different units. That's what we've been practicing the last couple of days.
What's practice been like and shoot around? These last 24 or 40 hours or whatever.
It's been upbeat. It's been real focused on We've played a lot of traveling and stuff like that, so we hadn't been going hard like say we were at home before we left, but been a lot of attention to detail, a lot of time on the court just focusing and have a lot of walkthroughs and stuff like that.
Do you think all these practices, even like back to last week, it's going to pay off at some point? I mean, maybe not right away because you guys got Shooter mixing him in and everything, but all this practice time you guys been doing, do you think eventually it's going to kind of pay off?
For sure. It's time for us to add Dennis, get him up to par with what we're trying to do in our schemes and our identity. Add him in. We needed that practice time. The different lineups is going to be with him in the game. Just be able to have that time on the court, so you're able to go up and down and get used to each other and build a little bit of chemistry. It's going to be important for us. I think it's going to pay off in the long run.
When Steph is getting face guarded like he has often this year, what do you guys need to do better to execute?
We should know how to get other guys going, and Steph usually doesn't. The face guard usually doesn't bother him that much. I think last game was an anomaly. I would say we didn't get a good job of getting him open. I think we made him work too hard to get open and get him shots and get him easy looks. And I think that's on me and Draymond, as screen setters to get him better looks and get him open. I think that probably never happened again.
Unrelated, you spent a little bit of time in Santa Cruz earlier in your career, right? What's the merits to having the G League program so close to Golden State? I mean, what kind of synergy has there been from the Golden State Warriors with the Santa Cruz Warriors?
It's been a lot of great synergy to have a team right there, a team that's running the same things that we usually run, having a great environment to play in. The crowd is great. The town is great. So going down there and be able to, as a young player, to be able to develop and play at a high level and play in the system that we're running up here has always been great. We had a lot of great success stories from Santa Cruz, myself included. So it's a dope thing.
What's the energy like at a game in Santa Cruz? That town really shows out.
It's actually amazing. coming in, I didn't know what to expect, but it was a sellout crowd every time I played in Santa Cruz. Smaller arena, smaller venue, but the crowd was energetic. They're right on top of you, and they really love their team down there. So it's an amazing gym to play in.
Appreciate it.
Cool.
Sorry.
Sam, we got to get you down there.